I don't know, it wasn't working, but now it's work. You see the green light. It's the cheapest mic in the market. Just work with it. Tell me if it's not working well in the comments, please. Alright guys, today we have problem number 70. Write a program to read a message, encrypt it, and then decrypt it. This problem, it's really important and it's nice and it's fun and it will let you understand how the messages, when you send message through WhatsApp application or Messenger or Telegram or any application that you use to send messages, how the developer do encryptions for your message while it's in way to arrive to the second device or another host, and after that they decrypted or they do decryption for the message. For example, here if the user inserts Sam Adam, the output should to be message before encryption is Sam Adam. This is before we do encryption for the message. For example, you send bank account numbers, you send important information. When the message it's still in its way in the air from one device to the second one, the hackers can catch it. The hackers can get that information, and it's happened every day, every single minute. So the developers or the companies, they have to encrypt your message, even they told you in WhatsApp and Messenger end to end, which means they encrypt your message and decrypt it when it's already arrived to the second device. So the output should to be message before encryption is Sam Adam, same. And before we send this message to the another user, we need to encrypt it. So the compiler take the original message, which is Sam Adam, my name, Sam space Adam. So the first result, it will be displayed on console screen. This one, message before encryption is Sam Adam. This is the original message, all right, as the user inserted Sam space Adam, which is my name. And the second line of code on console screen, it will be displayed message after encryption is UCO, and you have this double quotation and CFCO. Why the compiler bring us, or when the compiler encrypt the original message, why it's give us these letters? Because the compiler catch each letter from the original message and move it 2 steps forward. Because my encryption key, I will make it 2. An encryption key, what is the encryption key? You see it in the code, but it's usually hold a big number. But now we will take it on small scale, because actually I want just to give you the idea how the messages get encrypted and decrypted. I'm focusing here on the idea of encryption and decryption. So we will take it on small scale because it's also related to the security, and we will take it in the future courses or web roadmap or pathway on big scale. Now I just want you to get the idea of the encryption and decryption way, and it's good to know how your messages, the companies, encrypted and decrypted, how when you send it and it's on way to the second device or another user, to your brother phone or your father phone, the companies have to encrypt the messages, and after that, when it's already arrived to the second device, they decrypt it. So why here the compiler print for us UCO double quotation CFCO? Because after we encrypt the original message, which is Sam Adam, the compiler what did here? Take S, move it 2 steps forward, because my encryption key is represent number 2, which means the S letter after it what? TU, right? In the alphabet of English, S, TU. So the compiler take the first character, which is S in my name, and move 2 steps forward and make it U. And take A, make it C. A, B, C. So the user take character A, the second character in my name, and move 2 steps forward, because according to my encryption key value, or according to my encryption key number, my encryption key, I said, I assigned to it is variable, I assigned to it number 2. So the compiler will take each character and move 2 steps forward, and for that Sam Adam, after we encrypt it, it's represent these letters. Even the space between Sam Adam is give you double quotation, which is empty. We said before, when we want to do initial value for the variables that belong to string data type, we did equal double quotation. So here, because it's space, the compiler give you double quotation. And the A also from Adam, the second name, the first letter or the first character give you C, D give you F, A give you C again, M give you O. So the compiler take each character, move 2 steps forward, and after that, when you want to decrypt it, you will make minus encryption, because now we do plus encryption, and the encryption key, it's hold number 2. We move each character 2 steps forward. And when we want to get the original message, we make minus encryption key, which means move backward 2 steps to retain the original or to show or display the original message, which is Sam Adam. Message after decryption is Sam Adam. Now let's go to Visual Studio to see how we build this program, how we convert this requirement into code. It's really interesting lesson. I would like you to enjoy while you write this code, because it's important even information to know how these messages and text work, and the big companies like WhatsApp, Messenger, like Meta generally with their famous application like Messenger and WhatsApp and Instagram, how they encrypt, or how the developers generally write the code of encryption and decryption for the messages, and how they encrypt the messages and how they decrypt it after the message arrived to the second device. So now let's go to Visual Studio to see how we gonna write this code, how we gonna solve this problem number 17. It's really important problem. I want you to focus on its code and give it a time until you really understand it, fully understand, because it will help us a lot in the future courses and in future projects. So let's go to Visual Studio, please. All right, guys, this is our solution of problem number 17. Write a program to read a message encrypted and then decrypt it. Let's do run first to see how the program looks like. Perfect. Once we did run, the compiler display for us this string. Please enter a message. Let's say Sam space Adam. My characters length, the length of my characters are 8 letters. S, A, M, and the space we accounted also A, D, A, M. So we have 8 characters with the white space, okay, with the space between the two names, Sam and Adam. Let's press enter. Message before encryption is Sam Adam. That's correct. I enter Sam Adam. This is before we encrypt it. And message after encryption, after encrypted, it gives us this string. The S, it's moved, the compiler move it 2 steps forward. The S is become U, the A is become C, the M is become O, the space it gives us double quotation, and the A also it gives us C with Adam, and D, F, and the A, C, and M, O. And message after decryption, after we decrypted, we want to get the original message, it's get back again Sam Adam. So let's go to the code to see how we solve this problem and how we build this program. Let's start from the main function. All right, in the main function here, don't panic, it's easy. Don't see that there is a lot of lines of code, 3 functions. The main function, it's a lot of lines of code inside it. Don't panic, it's easy, everything is simple. Just focus and practice and write the code by yourself. And it's really fun problem. I like it by myself because I know it on big scale how it's work, and how really to protect your messages and your important numbers and things when the developers try to develop how to do the security and using these lines of code. We now take it on small scale, but in future it will be more fun for you. The things is getting better and better, by the way, in programming. Once you stuck to it and you study more and you go deep and deep, you will love the programming more and more, because you will know most of the things, how it's working background, and most of the things nowadays need technology. So it's good to know how these things work in background. So let's get back to our main function. What we have here in the main function, this is strings, forget them. All right, let's put them down. We have const short encryption key equal to, this is my encryption key. Encryption key, it's variable, normal variable. It's from short data type. Short is belong to the integer number. I make it const because I don't want to change it. It's constant, stable. All right. For that, I said my battery. Wait, just a second. Battery. Good. We charge it. So I make it const because I don't want to change the value of encryption key. All right. The first line of code, const short encryption key equal to, which means we take number 2, we assign it to encryption key variable that's belong to the short data type, and short data type, it's integer, it's number in the end, okay? And in the second line of code, you have string original message, it's variable, local variable, we declare it here under the main function, equal read message function. Read message function, what it has, let's go to it and open it. This is the first function. It's from string data type. It's called read message function. It's same the idea of get positive number, but it's a string, text string. All right, string original message inside it, local variable, we name it original message. It's different than this one. All right, but in the end they connect each other. And after that we have see out please enter a message. This is the message that the compiler displayed for us on console screen once we did run to the program. And getline cn comma original message. To use getline, don't forget to use or to include the string library here or header file. All right. So If you know even what is getline, or if you don't know what is a getline, you have to get back to the previous courses. We explain what is getline and the header files and the libraries and everything. So inside the read message function, string original message, this is variable, and we display this question for the user on the console screen. Please enter a message. Once the user insert the message, for example, Sam space Adam as an insert, the user take the message, store it inside original message variable. I written original message because it's string function, the read message. All right. So let's get back to the main function. So here, this line of code, we just read the message. We take the message and store it. We assign it to the original message, the local variable that we declared here under the main function. All right. The read message function, it takes the message from the user, display the question, take the message, and assign it to the original message that we declared here under the main function. And after that, you have these two lines of code. The first one, string message after encryption. Here, a variable, we name it message after encryption, equal encrypt message. Encrypt message, this is function. All right. Here, it's up as you saw it. Encrypt message, what it takes to encrypt for us the original message. It takes the original message from this variable in its parameter to encrypt the message. To change it, we take the original message first, and we take the encryption key, which is number 2, and we go to the encrypt message function to move the letters 2 steps forward because my encryption key value or represent number 2. All right. So let's go to encrypt message function. Encrypt message function, when you get its value, it will be stored inside this variable message after encryption. All right. But now let's go to encrypt message function. As we see here, encrypt message string original message. It takes the original message from the previous function, and it takes the encryption key from the main function. So let's open the encrypt message. It has integer I equals 0. We define integer data type, we declare value name it I equals 0, and after that we have while statement, one while statement. While I less than original message dot length. Don't forget to do dot length. Why? Because we want to compare the I value, which is 0, less than the original message dot length. The original message, its length, the characters, when you account them with the white space, they give us number 8. S number 1, A number 2, M number 3, Sam, my name, and the white space number 4, and from my second name Adam, A 5, D 6, and A 7, and M 8. So my original length, it's represent number 8. Original message length dot length. Don't forget to do dot length. This is a ready function. It exists inside the C++ library. We will explain them in the future. All right. So original message dot length, which means the length of the original message. Any message that the user insert. I insert Sam Adam, Sam space Adam. So Sam with the space and Adam, its length 8 characters with the space. All right. So 0 less than 8. It's true. The while condition statement will be true. The compiler will go inside this while statement to execute this line of code. And this line of code, what it means? It's mean original message of I. Now we catch the first character in the message, which is S. Sam. First character in Sam, S. So original message of I, S, equal original message of I, we're still in S, plus encryption key. We take the first character S and we move it 2 steps forward. The S, it will become U. But you will told me here the encryption key, it's actually integer data type or short data type. It's number. And the original message, it's string. How the compiler here take the first character, which is string character, and add to it 2 numbers and give me in the end instead SU to encrypt my message. I told you I write it here for you as a comment. Here C++ does the conversion implicitly for you, which means the compiler of C++ automatically convert the original message of I, convert the character to integer and add it to, for example, let's assume that character S according to ASCII table represent number 70. So the compiler take the character S, convert it to number, and the number now already, the character already now represent number 70, and plus encryption key stored inside it, or we assign to it number 2. So 70 plus 2 is 72. And after the compiler add number 2 to the character and it's become instead 72, which means it will represent U letter, for example, or U character. The compiler get back again, convert them or casting them to character and print it for you. Original message of I equal original message plus encryption key, which means here C++ does the conversion implicitly for you, which means the compiler here automatically convert the original message of I, convert the first character S. In my name, it was the first character, convert it to integer, make it, for example, represent number 70, and plus encryption key we store inside number 2. Down we assign to it in a main function number 2, so 70 becomes 72. 72, let's assume according to ASCII table, represent letter U. The compiler take this 72 and convert it or casting back again to make it character. And like this, the first character is moved 2 steps forward. So in the first line of code, is automatically the C++ compiler convert the character to integer and add it to, and after that return it back to you to character and print it for you. After we encrypt the first character, which is S, we make it U, and the compiler like this encrypt your message according to the encryption key value. We use the first line of code because it's more readable. All right, original message of I equal original message of I plus encryption key. It's more readable. Or you can do it in another way. Let's uncomment the second line of code. You can do it in this way also. Original message of I equal char, open bracket, integer, original message of I. You put the original message of I inside the parentheses of character data type, and also you put next to it integer, which means now you tell the compiler manually here explicitly. If you want to understand what is implicit or implicit and explicit, we explained it in the previous courses, I think course number 3 or course number 2. So you have to get back to that lesson. For that, you have to watch the lesson in orders because this roadmap, it's built on cumulative learning. All right, each lesson complete the second one. So here you do it manually. I write it here for you as a comment. Here you explicitly tell C++ to convert the character to integer. We take the first character, original message of I, which is S in my name. We convert it to integer and we plus 2 encryption key stored inside it. This variable stored inside number 2. We assign it down in the main function. So it's become 3 and we take this number 3. Then you explicitly manually also convert the result back to char. We take original message of I, the first character in the original message, and we convert it to integer. We added number 2 and after that we return it back again to char. This is we do it manually because we casting here, or we write the casting by ourselves, hard-coded by ourselves manually. We call it explicitly. But the first line of code more readable, and we will use it in this program, in this problem, because it's more readable. Let's return it back. Original message of I equal original message of I plus encryption key, because I want to actually to get used about the encryption and decryption idea instead of getting distracted with casting data types in same line of code or in one line of code. For that, I use the first one because it's more readable for the beginner, for your level now, and in future we will take more complicated casting data types in same line of code in advanced problems and in future. All right, so while 0 less than original message dot length, which is represent 8 because Sam space Adam represent 8 characters. Yes, go inside the while statement, execute this line of code, which mean move the first character 2 steps forward, and after that get back I plus plus here inside the while statement. I plus plus, which mean I already represent number 1. 1 less than 8, yes. So go again to catch the second character, which is in position number 2 or position number 1, character A. S-A, Sam, S-A-M. So now we catch A, the second character in the first name. Original message of I already represent number 1 because we increase it here after we finish the first process. I already represent number 1, and number 1 already represent different character, which is A in my name. So take A, original message of I, take A, also move it 2 steps forward. A instead A, it will be C. And so on until we finish all the characters. We take each character, we move it 2 steps forward, and we take the second character, we move it 2 steps forward, and after that we get that string, or we get that encryption code after we encrypt our message or original message. And in the end we return original message because it's string function. And how we decrypt it, let's get back to the main function. And after that we have here message after decryption. After we take the original message and we encrypt it, we want to decrypt it. We want to return it back to the original message. We use this function, decrypt message. Decrypt message takes in its parameter message after encryption. It takes this variable because this variable message after encryption, it will hold for us the string or the text or the original message after we encrypt it, after we redo encryption on it. All right. From where? From this function that we just explained, encrypt message. So don't send to the decrypt message function original message. No, we have to take the message after we encrypt it. You have to take that string after we already encrypted. All right. So decrypt message, you take the message after encryption, the original message after already encrypted, and the encryption key, which is number 2. Let's go to the decrypt message function. So the decrypt message function, it's here. It takes, as we said, message after encryption, which is this variable, all right, because it will hold already inside it the string after we encrypt the original message. And it takes the encryption key, which is number 2. Let's open it. It's same exactly like the previous function. Same exactly, totally same. But instead, we did plus, we did minus encryption key. We move the character 2 steps backward. The S, it's become U, we return it back S. The A, it's become C, we return it back A. How? By using this line of code. Message after encryption of I, we take the first character. This already represent now U, for example, equal message after encryption of I minus encryption key. We minus 2 because encryption key represents number 2 here in the main function. Before, when we want to encrypt it, we said plus 2. We move the letter 2 steps forward. When we want to decrypt it, we move 2 steps backward, as I just explained right now. So message after encryption of I equal message after encryption of I minus encryption key. We'll return all the characters to the original case, which is the U become S and the C become A, so we return it back. And that's how we do encryption and decryption for the message or the important messages between the important and famous applications like WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram. Yeah, it's on big scale and there is a lot of things and there's a lot of security tricks. We have to use it in our code. But this is, I give it to you in small scale to understand the idea of encryption and decryption. I would like you to enjoy in this lesson and try to understand and practice, write it by yourself, delete the code and write it again from scratch. If you not understand anything, you can reach me on Telegram channel. Let's finish the code. We didn't finish it. Yeah, sorry, I have these strings here. And in there we just print it. Message before encryption. This is that you saw it on console screen. We call the original message first, which is Sam Adam. And message after encryption. After we encrypt it, we do encrypt for the message. We call the value that is stored inside the string after we encrypt our original message, which is this one, message after encryption. It takes its value from this function, encrypt message. All right, we already explained it. And the last string, message after decryption, it takes the message after decryption, which is this variable. It's hold for us the original message after we decrypt it back again, its value from this function decrypt message. So that was the lesson today. I want you to practice on it and put your hand, please, and enjoy while you write the code and try to understand every single line of code or every single letter in this code because it's important to help us in the future courses, as I said, and in future program projects. So that was the problem of today. Problem number 17, write a program to read a message, encrypted and then decrypted. See you next problem, see you next lesson. I'm sorry this lesson is a little bit long, but it's really important and worth it. So see you next lesson. Ciao.